choice to make it. The choice should never lie with someone who is not going to experience everything that encompasses childbirth. So can I ask you, why why do you want to stop abortions? Like, what makes
So it takes
that
life of an innocent
life
human being.
important to you?
Yeah, it's taking the
So
life of
what
an
make
innocent human being.
okay, but what makes it important?
It's human being, and all human beings have value. That's it. I believe that simply
Okay.
by being human, you have value, though.
So simply for the fact of being biologically human, you have value.
Yes.
Okay, so what if we could solve that? What if we could preserve the biological data of that fetus? Would you be okay with abortions?
What do you what explain? Please explain by that.
So if prior to every abortion given, we sequence the DNA of the fetus, we store it in a lab, or if there's another parent who wants to have children and is having fertilization issues, we use it to implant the fetus into them, and boom, the exact same DNA is growing up just in someone else's body.
I'm having a little bit trouble understanding that. You're talking about
So,
extracting DNA, though. Like,
so
how does that
you're
work?
saying you're saying you're saying you place the value of it being human and being a life is the fact that it is biologically human. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Because
being
if it
yes,
was like, yeah, because if it was a dog, you'd be like, whatever, it's a dog. It doesn't hold the same weight, correct?
yes, I do believe dogs have value, but not as value as a
Yeah, but
human
not the
being
same.
does.
Yeah, not the same weight. So if we could take that exact same DNA from the fetus, sequence it, and then implant it into either a petri dish and store it until maybe that same family's ready to have a kid, or until, or if there's another family that's trying to have a kid that cannot, and then and basically that exact same biological life that was created,
So
cellular
basically
life that was
cloning it.
created, yeah,
So
essentially
basically,
cloning that DNA, yes. Would you say that, okay, that's fine?
no, I would not.
Why not?
You would be killing the original. Yeah, you'd be killing the original species.
But you save the biological information, so it's the exact
But
same
still,
thing.
still wrong. Yes, it's wrong to kill. Yeah, I still believe that it's wrong to kill. You're still killing a human.
But then that exact same human exists, so how did it really die?
Or
It's
so
the
let me ask
exact
you. Okay, let
same
me ask this question. So would it be
biological
okay?
DNA.
Okay, would it be okay to kill any human, and would it to murder be legal as long as you're able to extract the DNA and put it into somebody else?
No,
Why not?
because I understand my because I place the value of the human on the mind. Because we are the sum total of our experiences. Even if you extracted my DNA and cloned me, that clone would lack my experiences. So that means it could not be a copy of me. If you do it at the fetus portion, it lacks experiences and has never experienced anything. So there is literally nothing that separates one clump of cells to another clump of cells.
Why not an infant though? It doesn't have experiences. It doesn't remember anything.
An infant absolutely has experiences,
It
and they
doesn't
do
remember
remember things.
anything.
Yes, it does. How do you think infants learn?
I mean, when I remember, I mean my memories, not by.
Yeah, they don't have long-term memory storage, but they still have memories. So to sit here and if you do that to an infant, if you do that to uh, even a day-old baby, you're still going to absolutely change the outcome of the progression because all we are as people is data. So if you erase the data, then we are something completely different.
All right. Okay. So you said that you believe higher order cognition is necessary for value. Is that correct?
Yes.
Isn't brainstorming part of higher order cognition?
Your brain forming? Yeah, so your brain has to form the
Brainstorming.
lobes to be brainstorming. I
Yes,
mean,
brainstorming.
I wouldn't say
Because I'm
brainstorming. Don't get me wrong. Yes, that concept is part of higher cognitive brain function, the ability to basically bounce ideas off yourself. Yes, that's like you can't have an inner voice that pretty much everybody has that you kind of bounce your own ideas off of without having higher cognitive brain function because you have to recognize that you exist as an individual and be able to essentially create a separate individual in your head for that. So as a concept, yes, brainstorming is, but like I wouldn't simplify it down to that.
and you believe that since infants can do one of the higher order they have one higher order cognition ability that they have value.
I mean, they have more value than a fetus does. Yeah.
And do they need all of them or just one of them?
No, I mean it would have to be a culmination of them. No, all
Like
of
how
them,
many?
all of them, or one. No, one of them works. One of them works because if essentially they would wind up just being possibly in a coma if they could only do one. So yeah, but that also means that part of their brain is developed. So and don't get me wrong, there are exceptions. There's times where neuroreceptors don't develop or the brain that part of the brain only partially develops, but they still wind up having at least one indicator that they are able to experience their own existence and experience the human condition.
Okay, you said experiencing growing existence. Um,
Yes.
you don't always experience your own existence when you're sleeping, though.
I mean,
Sometimes,
you are always experiencing your own existence.
re- really, every 8 hours
Being
you're
asleep
experiencing,
doesn't mean you're not experiencing your existence. Your body is still taking in information and processing it. That's one of the reasons that we dream,
but
is
you
because
wouldn't
we
know
are
if somebody killed you,
experiencing an
though. You wouldn't.
unconscious
Okay,
existence.
or you wouldn't know if somebody killed you, though.
I would, my brain would go black, I'm assuming. You would end my conscious abilities, like I would be brain dead.
How would you know if your brain was black, though?
I don't know. That's a different philosophic question, but
Yes, like
yeah.
how
Like, did you kill me painlessly? Did you stab me? What happened there? Because
for
if you
some
did
cases,
anything
though,
that was pain, if you did anything that
let's
was
say that
painful, that means my mind registered it, which is part of my higher cognitive brain function.
either I killed you quickly that pain would have time to recognize it, or let's just say that I put a poison in you that was very painless.
Okay, then I was still experiencing my existence up until that point.
Now you are sleeping though.
Yes, I was.
Like did you know that
Part of
you
part of your higher cognitive brain function is REM sleep.
so do you know the moment that you died?
I mean, I don't know if I would be able to register the moment that I died, and there's really no way to test that.
Yeah, you won't be able to register when you die.
Yes, but that means I'm dead, so why does it matter at that point?
But it's okay. My question is it okay to kill any human being that's asleep if as long as they don't feel that the pain?
No, because they still have higher cognitive brain function. The eliminator of one aspect does not eliminate higher cognitive brain function
Why not?
because that cortex of your brain operates multiple functions. Just because one doesn't work doesn't mean that cortex doesn't exist.
Okay, what are the other functions that yeah, what are the other
To
functions that I asked the I asked this,
to
but
no problem. To keep it as simple, I'm gonna give you the same short list. Obviously, there are more that come out of this, but then this would go into in ignasium. There is REM sleep, the ability to process pain, to form memories, and to dream. That's my short list.
REM sleep, yeah, forming memories, being able to feel pain. And so a fetus having the possibility of feel pain at 12 weeks doesn't give it value. Is that correct?
No, its ability to not have higher cognitive brain function and experience existence is what gives it a lesser value than the host that is carrying it.
So okay, if a fetus was able to feel pain at 12 weeks, would it have value?
It can't, so that doesn't matter.
Because the article I showed, it did say that it had the possibility, even though it's not peer reviewed. It could be
It had
possible.
Yeah, you're saying that it's possible, but it's not possible because that part of the brain has not developed. We have done fetal MRIs that show
Yeah,
that the part of
but
the
do they really
brain
need
that
that part of the brain to
processes
feel
your
pain?
pain, what?
Do they really need that part of? Do they really need that part of the brain to feel pain?
Yes, you do. You absolutely do.
How come?
Because what tells you that something hurts? So you need your brain to know what pain is. So they need that part of their brain to feel pain.
Okay, so you believe that the cortex and intact thalamocortical tracts are necessary for pain experience. Is that correct?
Yes, as well as the correct neuroreceptors in the brain to actually receive the information. But again, you are focusing on the elimination of one aspect, not the overall.
You said that they need at least yeah, you need at least one ability in order to have value. One of the cognitive.
Yes. Yes.